It Too is the newest movie adaptation from the legendary and needs to get out more Stephen King. Honestly, this is not about any characters but Pennywise. These characters don't matter. All of their issues are throwaway. And honestly, this is my biggest problem with this movie. My biggest problem with this movie, it didn't have any balls, man. They didn't want to go for anything. I mean, when you look at how this thing ended and what could have happened when it ended, you end up really disappointed because it never shows you the real power of Pennywise, even though you see he has the power of a god. But that power is the main thing that pulls you out of it. Unless you're just going there to see Pennywise be Pennywise, just see him clown around a bit, I don't know how much you're going to really get out of these movies. The narratives are never solid. The narratives are never going anywhere. And this thing constantly circle jerked around itself. Every time it made a promise, every time it told you, okay, this is the goal, and they would spend 20 minutes, 35 minutes going to that goal, and when you got there, it was like, haha, no goal. It was just a lot. It was just a lot, especially for it to be adding up to the finale that it was. It was some fun stuff in here. Scary shit in here. I'm not gonna lie, this movie is scary. But that's the thing, right? That's the thing where I'm always trying to gauge. When is something scary versus something good? Like, if it's a horror movie and you're scared, then maybe it was good. Hey, if that's your thing, that's your thing. It's not my thing. I like narrative. I say it all the time. Story is king. Story is king. I put it over everything. But with this one, I could never get a story. I could never get behind any characters. And not a lot of characters were likable. Honestly, my favorite character was Bill Hader's character. Bill Hader is one of my favorite guys. But I didn't like some of his biggest story arcs either. I mean, I just felt like it was a little forced and it never contributed to anything. Not even any decisions that he made and not even the fears that Pennywise was preying on. But still, Hader's my guy. It's fucking hilarious, man. This my guy. Quick shout out to Bill Skarsgård, man. It's not real easy filling in shoes like Tim Curry. Tim Curry wasn't that big of an actor, but this thing put him on another level. When you're stepping in shoes this big, you have to have some real talent. This dude had real talent. Pennywise was never a problem for me. I really liked him. I only had a problem when I tried to somehow work him into this narrative and make him make sense, and he never did. I'm going through a weird thing with James McAvoy. I swear to God, like 2 years ago, I thought this dude was like one of the best actors on the planet. I mean, I liked every time I seen him and stuff, even if the movie was horrible. But man, I really wasn't feeling him in here. I mean, it probably was his character, probably was the way he was written, but I've never seen him bring that much more different things to the table. This is a little weird, but you know, whatever. Didn't know why they made this a sequel, chapter 2, and made a big deal about the adults coming back and made it their whole marketing campaign. But then by the time the story's narrative started going, they gave you a bunch of flashbacks. I just didn't understand why so many flashbacks. It was kind of weird. It didn't help me understand anything. I don't think it's going to help most people understand anything. But anyway, hey, if you want to just be scared, go see this movie. Fuck, I'm getting to the critical reception. I could ramble about this thing all day. If you want to get scared and you like to go to the movies to get scared, then you should definitely do this, because it's some really scary scenes in here, and they're loud, and it's a lot. It's a lot. But it won't be the same at home. I won't lie about that. So the critics got this thing at a whopping 62%. I thought that something this big would... Wait, are they implying that Hustlers is better than It? Hustlers is not better than It, but it's sitting at a 62% while the audience got a 79%. And I find it really interesting, right? Because Stephen King's movies like these have fan bases, core fan bases, fans of the books, fans of the TV series, fans of clown horror, period. And they can help boost this thing beyond its value. I don't know if that happened. I'm not sure, but it's my sneaky suspicion, because I definitely side with the critics on this one at the 62%. Honestly, I'll probably sit right there with them. I like this average. I think that it's about 62%. It was just too many problems with the story, and they never, ever invested in their characters. And why are we here? We're here for characters, people. This has been a Better Late review on It Chapter 2. My name is Terrell Bilal, and I will see you on the next one.